To this now, among the 5 bills that the National Council of Provinces signed and ascended to the President's desk this week was the Electricity Regulator Bill. The bill seeks to reconfigure the existing electricity buying and transmission paradigm by giving a clear statutory pathway through which IPPs can be added to the grid. Energy expert Prof Sampson Mamphweli of the South African National Energy Development Institute joins me to unpack this further. Prof, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. How significant a piece of legislature is this Electricity Regulator Bill, and what exactly will it be doing?
Of legislation. So what it seeks to do is basically to break Eskom into various companies, starting with Eskom transmission, or the transmission system operator. And what the transmission system operator will basically do is to operate the transmission networks and also to purchase power from various producers, including independent power producers and also including Eskom generation as well. So basically it introduces competition to Eskom generation in the form of independent power producers. So that's basically what the bill seeks to achieve. And by doing so, we envisage that the electricity price will basically go down. The National Energy Regulator is still there as the regulatory body, so they will still be involved in regulation of electricity, especially where government is buying through Eskom, through the what we call the independent, the Renewable Energy Independent Power Producers Program. But where the price comes from the market, which is much lower than envisaged, NERSA will basically allow that particular price to pass through. I think I need to indicate that this bill does not open up a way for government to privatize Eskom. There's nothing that has got to do with privatization of Eskom. It's only competition that it seeks to introduce, and also to ensure that the Eskom is broken down into the 3 companies for ease of management, so to speak.
Yeah, with the incorporation of the National Transmission Company of South Africa, which will be the transmission system operator, to what extent is the bill clear on the application process for IPPs to be added to the grid for transmission? Or do they have to come very specifically through the central purchasing agency that will buy from them, then they get plugged into the transmission network, and then Eskom and other utility users such as City Power or whatever industrial behemoth may want to be purchasing from Eskom, such as a megawatt park of sort. Is there a clear spell out process, or is it yet to be figured out?
So that process is yet to be figured out, but what we envisage will happen is that the bill actually touches on this, to say there will be a central purchasing authority, which will be the transmission system operator, and there will be a transparent process that will be put in place. So we envisage that some form of a public procurement process will be put in place. It could also involve something like the trading, the electricity trading that we see with something like the Southern African Power Pool, where when you've got electricity, you make it available to the pool, and then the operator basically looks at who needs the electricity at that particular point in time, and then they can then buy the power from you based on the least cost in terms of the electricity that is in the market. That is something that can be done, but in the case of South Africa, because it's not a number of countries, in this case it will be a number of companies, IPPs as well. Then what we envisage will happen is that a market will then be created where the IPPs can make power available, and Eskom can then make power available through that particular market as well.
Yeah. How does the management of load shedding happen going forward, especially given that right now you'll have the grid operator versus the power producer not sitting under one roof anymore?
Yeah, so the management of load shedding will be much easier, because basically what this bill also seeks to achieve is to ensure security of energy supply. So the primary source of electricity will basically be from Eskom generation in this case. And then when we need additional capacity, then the system operator can then open the market and look at where can we get additional capacity. That then ensures that we've got a security of energy supply. And if Eskom has got additional capacity that they can bring on board as well, they can then come on board and also participate in that particular market going forward. That's what we envisage will happen. But as things stand, these are still things that some of us are still thinking about, and we envisage that there will be a thorough analysis of what kind of a market that needs to be created. We envisage that things such as your artificial intelligence and blockchain will start to come on board, where even households that are producing electricity will have an opportunity to sell back to the utility grid through the blockchain kind of an arrangement.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Prof Sampson Mamphweli of the South African National Energy Development Institute.